Friends, listeners, seekers of truth, tonight we delve into the shadowed heart of history to a land steeped in legend and stained with blood. We speak of Vlad III Dracula, Prince of Wallachia, a figure whose name echoes through the centuries, intertwined with the very fabric of myth and nightmare. But who was the asterisk real Vlad, the man behind the monster, the prince behind the legend? For centuries, Vlad's image has been warped and twisted, molded into the monstrous figure we know today as Dracula, the blood-drinking fiend of gothic fiction. But the truth, my friends, is far more complex, far more chilling, and perhaps far more human than any vampire tale could ever convey. We must peel back the layers of legend, the embellishments of fiction, to uncover the stark reality of a man who lived and breathed, a man who ruled, and a man who left an indelible mark on the world, a mark far darker and more enduring than any fictional count could ever achieve. Vlad was born into a world of constant conflict, a land perpetually caught between the Ottoman Empire's relentless expansion and the fragile kingdoms of Europe. His father, Vlad Dracula, a member of the Order of the Dragon, fought valiantly against the Turks, a struggle that shaped young Vlad's life from its very inception. He witnessed firsthand the brutality of war, the ruthlessness of power, and the precariousness of life in a land constantly teetering on the brink of chaos. These early experiences, these formative years, would indelibly shape the man he would become. His upbringing was not a gentle one. He and his brother were held hostage by the Sultan Mehmed II, a period that undoubtedly left deep psychological scars, influencing his later actions and decisions. The Sultan's court was a brutal school, a crucible forging a young prince into a man capable of both cunning and cruelty. He learned the language of power, the brutal realities of survival, and the chilling effectiveness of fear as a governing tool. Upon his return to Wallachia, he was not the same boy who had left. His reign was marked by both remarkable achievements and unspeakable horrors. He was a skilled military strategist, a cunning politician, and a ruthless ruler. He reformed the Wallachian army, strengthening its defenses against the ever-present threat of the Ottoman Empire. He implemented significant administrative reforms, improving the efficiency of his government and strengthening his grip on power. He was a builder, fostering trade and development, creating a more prosperous Wallachia. Yet these achievements were overshadowed, tragically overshadowed, by the extreme violence that marked his rule. The impaling of his enemies, a practice both brutal and chillingly effective, became his signature. Thousands, perhaps tens of thousands, met their end on sharpened stakes, a horrifying spectacle designed to instill unwavering fear and obedience among his subjects and enemies alike. This was not merely a display of power, it was a calculated strategy, a brutal but effective method of maintaining order in a turbulent and chaotic region. But the sheer scale of the violence, the systematic and almost ritualistic nature of the killings, cannot be ignored nor can it be excused. The stories, the legends surrounding his impalements are often exaggerated, embellished by the passage of time and the fertile imaginations of storytellers. Yet the core truth remains. Vlad was a man who wielded power with an iron fist, a man who believed in absolute control, and a man who was willing to employ unimaginable brutality to achieve his goals. He was a product of his time, a man born into a world of constant warfare and political intrigue, where survival often demanded ruthless action. But this does not excuse his actions, it simply offers a context, a framework within which to understand, though never to condone, his reign of terror. The stories of his cruelty spread far and wide, fueling the fires of legend and shaping his image for centuries to come. The tales of his impalements, his feasts surrounded by the impaled bodies of his enemies, became the stuff of nightmares, tales whispered around fires in the dead of night. These narratives, though often exaggerated, are rooted in a grim reality, a reality that paints a vivid and terrifying portrait of a ruler whose methods were as brutal as they were effective. But even amidst the horror, there are glimpses of a more complex figure. Some accounts portray him as a defender of his people, a champion against the encroaching Ottoman Empire. He was a fierce warrior, a man who fought tirelessly to protect his land and his people, even if his methods were often barbaric and beyond comprehension. This duality, this contrast between the brutal tyrant and the valiant defender, adds another layer to the enigma that is Vlad the Impaler. It is this complexity, this combination of brutality and heroism, that has fascinated and horrified people for centuries. He remains a figure shrouded in mystery, a man whose legacy continues to provoke debate and discussion. Was he a monster, a ruthless tyrant driven by bloodlust? Or was he a pragmatic ruler, a warrior forced to employ extreme measures to protect his people and maintain his power in a brutally unforgiving world? The answer, perhaps, lies somewhere in the shadows between these extremes, a testament to the enduring power of history and the enduring mystery of the human heart. His life, his reign, ended in violence, as did the lives of so many who crossed his path. The details of his death are obscured by the mists of time, but the legend of Vlad the Impaler, the man who inspired the myth of Dracula, continues to cast a long shadow over the annals of history. His story is not merely a tale of horror. It is a chilling exploration of power, brutality, and the enduring capacity of the human spirit to both inspire awe and inflict unimaginable suffering. We have journeyed tonight through the dark forests of history, seeking to unveil the truth behind the legend of Vlad the Impaler. We have glimpsed the man behind the monster, the prince behind the myth, And while we may never fully comprehend the depths of his soul, we can at least strive to understand the context of his actions, the turbulent world in which he lived, and the brutal choices he made. The truth, my friends, is often more complex, more nuanced, and far more chilling than any fiction could ever hope to be. And the legacy of Vlad the Impaler, a legacy etched in blood and legend, serves as a sobering reminder of the enduring power of history and the enduring darkness that lies within the human heart. The mystery remains, but the truth, at least in part, has been unveiled. The chronicle is closed for now, but the whispers of Vlad still echo.